Roll call, Carmen.
Here.
Michael. Here. Charlie Manning, here. Also joining us are Monica Hernandez, our deputy clerk treasurer, and Scott Rulinski, who is the king of DPW. Welcome. Tom's also joining us today. And any public comment, Mary? Get up here. Come on up here.
I'm Mary Kay Hall, speaking as a resident, and I would just like to ask, plead, implore with either Monica or Scott to contact the trucking company. Those trucks are going way too fast down 4 Mile. They're full of gravel, they're full of dirt. They can't stop very fast, and they are not going 30 miles an hour. Oh,
Lighthouse Drive.
I don't know what you can do, and yeah, they're not coming in and out. I saw one that like cut through the detour.
Yeah, they're not supposed to do that either.
With the truck and everything yesterday, but mainly they're up and down 4 Mile and they're in and out way fast.
I know we're not supposed to interject, we're not supposed to respond, but
You can.
Please do.
they have been notified. I contacted them yesterday about driving through the detour route. They're not supposed to.
Okay,
I contacted them about slowing down on 4 Mile, 3 Mile, Lighthouse. They've been talked to. In fact, I have a text when I texted them yesterday and told them the foreman to knock it off and not do it anymore. He says that they're not working, they're working for Globe, but they're subcontractors that work for another entity and they're called to the job. And he said, can't fix it.
It's loads per day.
It's just, he reminds them every day and they just, once they leave the job site, they do what they do and then they get yelled at and they'll get told not to come back. So, but just so you know, it is, we are aware and we do tell them to mention it to them constantly. So
thank you.
Maybe have the chief, have a guy sit out there a couple of times.
if that's what it takes, that's what it takes. We're supposed to have the police that here for the construction project for these type of instances, not necessarily for the contractors. It was supposed to be for residents that were disregarding a detour and flying down the road. But yeah, the police were gonna be here, so I don't know what the terms are on that, so I won't speak to that, but that was the intent for their extra hours, so.
Ones are out of service, one, I don't know if you're aware, one in an accident or damaged, and the other is broken. It just broke down again last night. It was repaired and broken.
We have 0 squads.
Correct.
Walking patrol.
Yeah.
Bicycles. But they have been, just so you were, that
Thank you.
it doesn't go unnoticed. We have contacted them many times and talked to them.
Okay, let's approve the minutes. Everyone have a chance to approve the minutes. I need a motion on minutes.
Make a motion.
Second. All in favor of approval of the last month's minutes, say aye.
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 I'm gonna abstain because I wasn't here.
Did you read them?
Yeah, I read them, but I wasn't here to verify that's what
Yeah.
it said.
Well,
can't
anyway,
verify the accuracy.
it's
I don't know.
2-0-1 on the minutes. This is gonna be a rather detailed discussion on the lateral coming from the office and going into wing spread. So the initial, as I interpret it, and correct me if I'm wrong, I interpret this as it ain't gonna work without a lift station.
Yeah, so to go off of that, at the last meeting, you all wanted me to bring back the lawyer's recommendation in writing. That was one of the referral stipulations, and then you wanted a referral stipulation on why the engineer decided that they needed to go that route and how they determined that was gonna happen. So that's what I provided with that documentation from R.A. Smith regarding the elevations that were taken and realizing that the way it was constructed and to be able to get it to go gravity feed out to 4 Mile wasn't gonna be able to be achieved. And he stipulated that as to why, based on his bullet points, and then from our village lawyer, That was his recommendation as to why we shouldn't keep continuing the process of being discharging our product to wing spread, and what he suggested would be the way to go, and that was what was required or what was asked for at the last meeting as to why we wanted to do it, because there was like a talk about a lease. But the first step was to find out from the lawyer what he suggested and to find out
We're
from
gonna
R.A.
go through those
Smith.
points.
And now you can talk about if you want to honor the lawyer, or if you want to go the route where I contact Jim Ladwig. We have a sit-down meeting and we discuss the possibility of continuing the same as we are doing right now and entering a lease agreement to do so. But you have from the lawyer here what he says.
The bottom line on gravity leaves us 1.3 feet of cover over the sewer line, which is poopsicles in January.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, that'll not work.
Right.
And so I'm gonna set this one aside for now.
So I think and I apologize because I didn't put the quote in, but it was in the last packet from last month's meeting on the cost of that, of what they.
You recall what that
opinion
was,
of
'cause-
cost.
Yeah,
About 200.
Something like that, 220, 210,000, something like that, to run it, a new line from,
and lift station.
yeah, which is gonna be a huge maintenance issue.
House,
We
We gotta have a contract with somebody to come check it out, you know, to make sure it's still running. They are pumps, they are electrically controlled. Stuff happens, pumps go, you know, it's,
The pump alone, we have a lift station at the yacht club. It runs for a decade or two.
sure, I'm just gonna say you need to have it checked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then it stops. And a new one is $10,000 or whenever we buy it. They're quite expensive.
Yeah.
And the rest of it is just plumbing. You gotta build a pit for it. You have to run electric to it. There's not a lot of plumbing. But it's significant.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's, so. I'd like to review this letter point by point from corporate counsel. So, yes, we have discovered this, that's this first sentence. S.E. Johnson wing spread is not bound by any terms and can simply shut off our connection. Agreed,
Always good.
yeah. But I don't think they do it without adequate notice. We could negotiate terms, with S.C. Johnson, but it maintains a significantly stronger position. Well, yeah, it's their equipment. We own it. What do you want to do about it?
Captain Obvious.
That's agreed. The private lift station will eventually need repair. We're getting into the nitty gritty here. Who will pay for that repair? I would suggest that if this goes, if this committee decides that we want to stay there, we negotiate that outcome, right? A shared cost in repair. Our usage is quite minor. Where are our floor drains going?
we could go to this lift station. Potential lift station. The floor drains in our DPW garage?
Yeah.
Yeah, they would go into the potential lift station. Everything in the DPW garage, including the bathrooms for the park, would go into this potential lift station.
They currently go to Windsor.
yeah.
Currently, yes, they do.
Okay. DNR happy with that or no?
They don't care as long as it's going to sanitary. That's what started this whole
Really?
part. They just wanted to they wanted us to do tests to make sure that these drains, floor drains, bathroom drains, everything, they wanted to make sure it didn't go to storm.
Indeed.
It has to go, it's
It's
required to go to sanitary, so yeah.
Okay, cool. So to point to item C here, I think we could negotiate a shared responsibility for repair. I really don't want to spend $200,000 to do our own system.
Yeah, their station probably takes their hotel, wind spread,
The whole,
the house, the office building.
It takes everything.
It
Yeah.
takes everything.
Yeah.
So we're
Just Charlie.
on that.
Yeah, we're 10 toilet flushes
Yeah, so that, I mean, it's a,
and a few hand washes. You know, and I think that's the approach that we ought to say, hey, we're very minor in this. So that's how I would say.
How the lighthouse goes too, does that join there in the same place?
No.
It goes different?
Mhm.
I mean, how was this even connected in the first place? I'm just trying to think way back then, like, why was this house?
We were trying to
Still
figure
far
out
away.
that same thing.
I suspect this was maybe like a caretaker's house.
Yeah.
Originally for HF, for Wingspread, because the village got it from S.C. Johnson. So it was probably all connected up when they put Wingspread together.
Probably all part of one parcel of property.
Yeah.
I
It
think
seems like
they
a
got
long
time.
distance
Yeah,
versus going to form out or something.
yeah, it might have.
Yeah, it started out as just a private, and when it had a septic going back into the,
Yeah.
who knows, you know, it's.
And from what I understand, looking at some of the history, this was the town of Lake at one point in time, and the sanitary system was fairly old. So it totally predates the 1950s and when Wind Point was incorporated. So when Caledonia was, well, it wasn't Caledonia, but when it was all one big entity, it was all part of the same system. That's why when Caledonia was formed and Wind Point was formed, the sanitary steward stayed with Caledonia because it was part of their domain. So kind of how it all started. So it might have been under one big farm parcel at one point in time, who knows?
Item D, Wingspread may require us to pay back rent or fees associated. I think that's a may. Yeah, it could happen. I doubt that it would.
Are they aware that we?
I don't think so. Oh, they are aware?
Yeah, they're aware that we're on our system because we were trying to find it and then we asked because we found the sanitary sewer manhole and then we had to have to go onto their property. And then their operations manager brought us over to the lift station and we opened it up and it was bright green. So we knew all of our dye was going there. And then he kind of said, oh, well, I guess he didn't know that, so, but he does now.
Well, it's better that they're aware of it.
Do they have an issue with that?
He might have fed it up the chain. I haven't heard anything from anybody, but we did tell him that we were gonna try to resolve the situation and we were working on a solution, so they're probably being patient with us on what we are going to decide or not decide, and then go from there. I think they'll react once we make a decision on it.
Make an offer, yeah. An easement would be needed, so that makes sense. In the last paragraph in item 4, Eric does indicate that he is willing to negotiate an easement. If you haven't caught the gist of, I want to stay on this shared thing and throw money at him. That's substantially less than $200,000.
I agree. As far as sense that. And why spend all that money if you can just rent it? You have any issues with that? I think
I'm just saying, Wing Spread and SC Johnson is SC Johnson. They don't have to do us any favors. They're a private company and there's a lot of feeling like they can do this for us. They make a lot of money. They can do this, but when it all boils down to it, they're a company and they don't have to do anything. I'm not saying they won't be agreeable to sit down at the table, but we've had a couple of conversations with them about the walking path, and that was like, I figured that was gonna be like a no-brainer. And that was like, nope, we're not interested. We don't want nothing to do with it.
Which walking path?
The one that goes from 4 Mile Road to 3 Mile Road that goes through Wing Spread.
I didn't know there was one.
Yeah, you can use it.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
Well, it goes past the entomology center.
It doesn't go through Wingspread, it goes into.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, not Wind, I meant Wind Meadows. I went with Wind Meadows.
You go,
Wind Meadows is that's an HOA thing, and we start to deal with
Yeah, you
the
try
HOA.
No, but SC Johnson owns a portion of it too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know, the council house, they own a piece of that, up with the entomology center, they own a piece of that.
Yeah.
In between, you got Wind Meadows and then you got a section that belongs to Prairie.
Prairie School.
Yeah, but those are tiny sections compared to the balance. correct?
No, the Wind Meadows is the largest.
No, I understand that, but the others that belong to Johnson and Prairie are tiny sections.
But as far as like obligation maintenance and stuff, it's pushed on the village and they're like,
Go ahead, village.
much.
You have an agreement that you put, we're in,
Yeah, it's,
But
you got a sweetheart deal and they don't want to get out of it.
Well, the HOA pays us a couple grand a year for maintenance, is that correct?
no,
No,
No, HOA did not.
they do their own maintenance. I don't think you do you don't plow anymore, do you?
Okay. So we're done with that topic.
But Wing Spread is what? It's a nonprofit. It can't be SC Johnson. Those are two separate businesses.
there's like multiple of different that I've been finding out there. Foundation, Tom, correct me if I'm wrong, Foundation, there's Wing Spread, there's,
Well, Wing Spread is on the foundation.
is on,
And then you
there's
have
like
the
three-
parent company.
yeah, there's like three entities, LL Power, right?
basically
Our
Helen
LLC.
owns 90% of the land.
Yeah.
And then they carve out the driveway, goes to the foundation has the driveway, then the buildings are on the foundation and part of the driveway coming back out by my house. And Helen owns the rest of that driveway. She owns all the property around. So you
Yeah.
probably would have an easement through their zoned agricultural, so you get into the boundaries are real weird over there. So, so there's probably gonna be two entities. There's gonna be Power
Sure.
LLC. Because for the easement to get across to the lift station, and then the foundation would own the lift station. Because they own all the property there.
Hmm.
That's, so it's probably gonna be two entities.
And the foundation pays no taxes to the village.
That's correct.
For all the services provided.
Correct.
And I've lived next to them for 30 years. They're good neighbors. I mean, they're not,
Yeah.
they're not obnoxious. They're not trying to do anything. I would suspect, we go in there and say, hey, this is where we're at. They're taxpayers, the foundation isn't, but, the head of the foundation lives in one. Helen.
The director of Wing Spread lives in. And
Yeah. So Marcus lives over in Meadows, so.
I don't know, I'm gonna cut to the chase here. I think, and I wouldn't mind going, but I think I'd like to start this off with Marcus
Marcus,
White, the director. of Wing-
president of the foundation.
I actually think I need to, we have had this conversation before, I think I need to go through Jim Ladwig. He is like their spokesperson that deals with all this kind of stuff, so I think I have to talk with him first. But Marcus might be there, let's put it that way, but I need to talk to Jim Ladwig, just so you know.
May I suggest that you contact Marcus and ask him to join a meeting with Jim Ladwig?
Yeah.
And I would like to go, and maybe this committee might consider, like, how much money do we want to throw at this? I'd much rather have this go away on a long-term lease and agreement for any repairs than to drop 200 grand. For you and Tom to wash your hands. Because that's what's
Well,
gonna-
they're the ball
It's
players.
it's not being Tom, I mean, it's.
The pickleball players.
It's all the people that frequent the park that use the bathrooms that
Yeah.
are the ones that drive this thing. I mean. The limited access that we do is nowhere near as, gonna do anything. It's the bathrooms for the park. That's what probably creates the most.
I'm not gonna, yeah, I agree wholeheartedly, but we're talking about an amount that's gonna exceed 500 gallons a day.
Yeah, I mean, I'll contact Jim and, see if we can sit down with something. We'll have Marcus attend, and then I'm also gonna have Eric, our attorney, attend.
I would like a little discussion before we drag in the lawyers. Because if you say our lawyer's attending, then their lawyers will attend,
Their lawyer will attend, I'll guarantee it,
no matter what.
no matter
I
what.
met her.
I've met her, she will attend.
She's okay.
I would feel more comfortable with showing up there with an attorney, so if something doesn't, I just would feel more comfortable with our attorney being
I'll
involved.
trust your judgment on this.
I mean, this negotiation of easements and the use of their facilities and stuff for us, I think gets into some legal things that I don't have the experience or knowledge of, and I would feel much more comfortable having a lawyer with.
Most of the time, the lawyer's just gonna show off, it's just gonna be like this, as to who's better, who's.
Other question.
Possibly, yeah.
Gonna drive it up.
The last time I met with Jim and the lawyer, essentially the lawyer was there, so Jim didn't say anything stupid. I mean, that's absolutely, she did not utter a word.
And maybe they suggest that we don't need that and I don't know, then they suggest that it's just the initial whether or not we want to or we don't, and then when we need to get into the details of costs and how this is all gonna work out, then you get the lawyers involved, maybe it's that,
I had a question.
I'd like to do that first step,
if they're agreeable to it.
if they're agreeable.
Are they expecting us to do anything?
I would assume so. I haven't had that conversation with
Well, I
Jim
mean,
yet, but
okay, you found out that it's there, then
I just
do you
don't,
really have to do anything?
I don't feel comfortable with not doing anything.
Yeah, but I mean, they gave it to us that way, so it's not like we did something wrong.
They gave it to us. I don't know if they gave it
They-
to
The
us.
system
They
existed.
didn't know, they
at the
didn't know.
purchase.
I don't think they knew it existed.
I bet you they did, but you're gonna go back to the 19.
Hell, we didn't know it existed.
Yeah, I'm sure they knew that house, which is now the office, was connected into their system when they sold us the property. I'd be willing to bet.
I don't know. I mean, maybe, I don't know, maybe.
So
I just don't want to speculate on anything. I mean, we can speculate on this or that.
Why don't you?
I mean,
just
if you were making a decision that you don't want me to do anything, I'll do that.
Well, no, I think we are obliged to do something.
Why do you think that?
Why?
Yeah.
Because we're using somebody else's stuff.
Yeah, but they knew about it, they had to know about it.
No, they didn't have to know about
I mean.
it. I mean,
nobody there probably knows about it, but somebody 60 years ago knew about it.
well, he's not handy.
He's long gone.
Why don't we just wait till they come back to us and then work from there? Why stir up this nest and
My question would be, is how time sensitive is this?
what's that?
How time sensitive is this that we address it? Is it something that can be put on hold until we hire a new administrator so that they are also involved in the discussions?
Oh, yeah.
Or that they take the lead on discussions with?
I only brought this to light because of what we found. Let's go back to the original reason why this came about. We were mandated by the DNR to figure out where our drains went per our stormwater audit. That's what they required. We found out where they went. We told them, we realized where our stuff was going. There was talk, and I don't want to bring it up because it causes a lot of angst with everybody, but we were